Budo and fitness stores keeps you in the game. Fighter gear for fighters.
When you first bought Strikeforce, I remember you saying that you had big plans and you couldn't reveal those big plans were going to be because of what went down with the network. Now that that's settled in the whole Strikeforce deal and being formed into the UFC, can you just give us some insight about what your original big plans were?
I have no clue. I don't even remember.
Do you remember that?
I don't even remember.
I remember that.
Yeah.
You said that you had some big plans for Strikeforce and what you were going to do with it.
We probably did it. We probably did something fabulous and it was great. I just don't remember.
And it seems like you took a real personal liking to Gunnar Nelson. He's been out in the UK 2 times. How excited are you to have him
He's
back?
an exciting fighter, and the guy he's fighting is exciting too. That's going to be a great fight. Yeah, I like the kid. He's very talented. Fun to watch.
If Brad Pickett wins tomorrow, can he be next in line for a title shot with DJ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask you about London? It's 4 years since you've been back at this venue. You've been here a couple of days already there. Have you noticed there's a difference here? Did you feel something different this time? And you think there's something shifting, there's something that the plates are moving?
This is what feels different right over here. I told you guys when we hired him what was going to happen. I told you this was the guy for the job, and he's done. Look at what he's delivered in the short time that he's been here. You know, we've had people over here for years that in the total amount of time that everybody who was here didn't do anything compared to what this man has done in a short amount of time. You know, how about this? How about tomorrow night, the main event is going to be on live open TV here. You know how huge that is? I mean, we had such a hard time trying to get a pay-per-view deal here. This guy gets it on free TV. The deal he just did down in UAE, the stuff he's doing in Europe right now. The guy's a rock star and has hit the ball out of the park.
If I said that the chess pieces feel in place now, would that be the right?
No doubt about it. He has lined this thing up to be a huge success now. This is what we've been waiting for since 2002. Everything we wanted to do since 2002, he has done. And how long have you been with us?
17.
In 17 months, that's what this guy has delivered.
I think the Channel 5 deal is probably the biggest news story here in the UK for the UFC in the last couple of weeks. I was speaking to Gary about this just the other day. Just to give people perspective of what a big deal this is. Your old friend Tyson Fury, when his boxing fights air on Channel 5, he gets in a region of 2 million viewers. So, you know, what could the UFC potentially do on Channel 5?
That's awesome. I don't know. We're going to find out. I hope we do Tyson Fury now or more. I don't know. I don't know what the potential is, but I know this. Every country we've gone into, when we've been able to secure a free TV deal, it's been a home run.
But surely the double-pronged attack is the fact you've got a subscription deal with one channel and the terrestrial network as well, to have both together.
Hey, we couldn't get a television deal here, now we got 2. It's amazing. One on free TV and the other one on BT. You can watch the whole card on BT, you can watch the main event on both.
And there's no debate tomorrow. If Alexander wins, he's getting a title shot. There's no chance that Cormier can sneak in there.
No debate.
Any other?
No debate. No debate. He's got to win tomorrow night, and then Jones has to beat Glover Teixeira, and that fight will happen.
But if Manuel won, there might be a chance for Daniel or not?
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out.
And if Teixeira wins, then it's Teixeira and Gustafsson. Gustafsson's getting the title no matter what.
Am I making fights that didn't even happen?
I mean, but we all know that the Jones and Gustafsson rematch was the one that everybody was hinging on them winning, and if something crazy happened with Jones and he didn't win, you're saying.
But then if Teixeira stubbed his toe, he might not be able to do it. So maybe Cormier would fight.
That's what I'm asking.
Let's say Cormier gets
There's a million things.
Gilbert Melendez said that he's going to bring the Diaz brothers on board for his coaching staff for the new season of Tough. So you're going to be spending a lot of time with the Diaz brothers. Is that something that you look forward to?
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
But obviously that's
I actually, the crazy thing about this thing is I actually like the Diaz brothers. You know, are they nutty as hell? Yes, they are. I like both of them, you know, and they're fun to watch fight.
Do you have a location yet for the Chael Vanderlei fight? I mean, we know it's May 31st, we know it's Brazil. Do you guys have a city for it yet?
Working on it.
Working on it? And then secondly, Berlin was announced for the same day, so we know at least 2 different times this year we're going to have 2 events on the same day. So they're trying to kill us is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
How many more times is that going to happen?
I don't know.
It's only going to get worse.
It's I don't know. Hopefully not too much.
Fascinating to hear with that as well, because we got a big boxing match at Wembley Stadium that night as well that it's been mentioned that you're going to stagger it. One UFC event, leave a gap for boxing fans to watch that fight, and then a few hours later you'll get the other event.
That's absolutely true. If you time it just right, which I think the networks are working on right now, you can watch from 6 o'clock in the evening till 6 o'clock in the morning. You'll have a world title boxing match sandwiched between two events, one in Brazil and one in
Is that a bad thing? That's a good thing.
That's a good thing, right? Yeah.
Question. Could
Probably.
there come very good. Could there come a time when you actually buy the boxing event as well and show all of those things on the Fight Pass, for example?
Anything is possible. Anything is possible. But if you're a fight fan, that's not a bad thing. That's
It's a great
good night.
That is. No,
right.
It's a great night.
Could you follow the WWE network and one day have all of your pay-per-views as part of the Fight Pass subscription?
I don't know. You know, we'll have to see what Fight Pass does and where it goes. It has exceeded our expectations. We didn't know what we were going to do when we launched this thing. We had an idea when it was free. You know, we had people in there poking around and trying it, but then when we went live, I expected there to be more people on Fight Pass when it was free than when we went live, but it was the complete opposite. There's way more people subscribed now than when we were actually free. So it's pretty interesting.
What's the fan reaction like for the Fight Pass? Is it positive?
Well, you know, there's people who have it and who are, who are out there experiencing love it, and then you're going to have the people that are surfing because they have to pay $10 more. You know, it's part of the growth of the sport. We added 10 more fights. We're moving into these countries, and like I'm sure you've heard him say this a million times, but what we're doing is we're localizing the sport here in these different countries. Here in England, you're never going to become a mainstream sport if you're on at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. So now we're here in your country, which you guys know you want more live events, on your free TV in prime time, the way that we've done it in the United States. Why hasn't it worked over here? Because we haven't done it the right way. And now we're doing it the right way. We're bringing in Dan Hardy and some of these guys to broadcast the shows here. So when you people, you're going to have the hardcore contingent that's like, where's Rogan and where's Buffer? And why is this guy not airing? Why is Ariani not up? You're going to have those guys that are going to do it. But to grow the sport and to make the sport big, listen, you guys don't want to hear a bunch of Americans yapping on your TV. You want to hear it in I know we all speak English, but you guys speak a different English than we speak, okay? That's what you want to hear. You want to hear your people, you want to see your fighters, and fighters from the United States and throughout Europe and the rest of the world like we do. But it's here, it's yours, it's in your time, in your place, and with your people calling the fights.
Could you ever see a future where perhaps there's European rankings or European championships?
We've talked about that a million times, and I would never say never, but I don't like it. I like world rankings. On our thing, we're ranking all the way down to 15 now, We could even rank down to the top 20, but when you start getting into the European stuff, and it's like the European guy that's ranked number 1, 2, 3, it just gets too confused. Exactly.
Is there any time plan for when the Strike Force fights will become available at Fight Pass?
Yeah, so that's a great question. I've been meaning to answer that question too. Some people out there, the shit isn't on here. You know how much time it takes to get all this stuff? And plus, some of this old footage, we have to take things out. There's some things that we can't leave in there. Old sponsors that were on there and things that you can't do it. You can't do it. So some of that stuff needs to be stripped out. We're working on it. The great thing about Fight Pass is it's only going to get better and better and better because more and more content is going to be loaded up on there.
Do you have some kind of estimate of months?
As soon as possible. I mean, there's literally, as we're standing here talking, there are guys cranking in Los Angeles and Vegas working on that right now as we speak.
Will you always travel, by the way?
Yes, I will always travel. That will never, I don't know if I can do every fight, but I'll do as many as I can. I love coming to the fights. I love the weigh-ins. I love the fights, so I'm going to do it as much as I can.
Can you tell me if there's any update on UFC in India? Me being myself, I'm rather interested in that. I spoke to Forrest Griffin yesterday, and he said that there's a trip planned for him to go out to India in April. Can you give us an update on India?
We're working on all these markets. It's got to start with the talent first. You get in there and you start cultivating the talent. which we've done in Mexico, which we've done in China, and other places. You want to talk about?
Well, you still haven't started off like Russia. Poland's still a big market for us. We're in Turkey for the first time, so people often talk about this sport as it really was an American sport once. It's taken on Brazil and it's taken on Mexico and Canada, obviously. And the 6.4 billion people in the world, there's only 234 million in America. It's a pretty big opportunity out there.
Yeah.
Is Poland on hold for now? I think in Manchester you said Poland was probably in the plans for this year. But
Well, it is for this year. 2015, we start to crank for 2015 planning, and it almost seems that every time we put something out there in the plan, is everybody sort of jumps up in arms about it. I'd actually like to get to a point where we're mapping out the next 18 months. Everybody knows where they are. The fans know what's going to be happening. They know what's going to be happening in the fight week. The sponsors and the commercial partners know what's going to be happening, and I think that's an important thing for us. Poland is absolutely on the map for 2015.
Can you give us an update on Cain Velasquez and how he's doing?
He's doing great. Yeah, he's coming along. As long as everything goes, the way it's going now, he should be back soon.
And you said that you won't go to Mexico without him, is that correct?
Won't go to Mexico without him. That would be stupid.
It's been a couple years since the announcement of the International MMA Federation, and I know there's been some amateur national championships, and the plan is in July there will actually be a worldwide amateur championship. Are you involved in that? Have you been in any discussions about those plans?
With those guys?
It's always an issue for us how you build this thing with different organisations. But we can't give too much away on that stuff at the moment. So keep to that to ourselves.
Dana, you said a few weeks ago that you were trying to make the fight between Alistair Overeem and JDS, Junior Dos Santos, and you said that basically Overeem was scared of him. Since then, you've announced that JDS is going to be fighting Stipe Miocic. Can you just give us an update on the relationship with Alistair Overeem and when he's going to fight again for the UFC?
As far as I'm concerned, I have a fine relationship with Alistair Overeem. He didn't want that fight, and that's the truth.
He suffered an injury.
He didn't have that injury when he called Brock Lesnar out. Fucking rib was fine. Hey Brock, I want to fight you. Right? Isn't that what he said? After my rib heals, I'd like to fight Brock Lesnar. Did he say that? He didn't say that, did he? No, he said, I want to fight Brock Lesnar. That's what I want. Come on, Brock. Come on out and fight. He didn't say, I'll fight you after my rib heals. It kind of hurts.
Speaking of, what about Brock? He's coming to the end of his WWE contract soon, I believe. Have you had a conversation with him about potentially?
I don't think his contract's up for another year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We've seen an increasing amount of a large amount of fights to call them from marijuana. So Jessica I, for example. Is there any plan for maybe altering?
I can't do that. That's the athletic commission. That's up to them. That's the government. They decide that. Jessica I in any other state doesn't fail for marijuana. She was like I don't remember what it was now. It's like a .40 or something like that, and she was a .5.
Yeah, it was
she just barely, or a .41, or something ridiculous. In Texas, any other state, she doesn't test positive for marijuana. Marijuana is a tricky one right now. It's legal in some states. It's not legal in some states. It's not really a performance-enhancing drug, but they look at it as like a type of painkiller. It's a pain in the ass.
But in situations where the UFC is governing.
Listen, let me ask you a question. Now that TRT is gone, you're going to start asking me about fucking marijuana now?
I'm going to ask about something.
Oh my God! What else?
I think the only thing is, just in closing, once we come out of here tonight, tomorrow night, it's off to Abu Dhabi. People seem to be forgetting. We got Nogueira and Roy Nelson, another European event for European television around the world. So let's not forget the other great fights that are coming as well. So look forward to seeing you all tomorrow.
Boom! Shameless plug at the end of this thing.
You watched the China tough finale on Fight Pass.
Yep.
It was kind of a zany series, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was,
It was beyond zany.
The yoga guy who was 0-0 coming in and who wanted to be the best MMA guy. It was a bizarre series.
Interesting and very challenging.
Yeah.
To do that in China, but you know what? We got it done. The finale was awesome.
Yeah.
Kim was a rock star in that fight, and it all went well.
Can I ask you about